are finally heading out. It is 5:45. It's a little bit later than we planned to leave, but we're still trying to figure out how to get the van packed up with all our stuff. This is only the second real road trip that we have taken so far. It just worked out that I needed diesel, and this is about the right place distance-wise. We weren't planning to go to Buc-ee's until tomorrow, and there seems to be a lot of available pumps, but it is almost midnight. They have an insane number of pumps. Maybe not insane, but they got a lot. Alright, it's the second morning, well, we left yesterday afternoon, so I don't know if it's really the second morning, but it's sort of day 2 of our trip. We're headed north to Canada.
Next stop is Cuyahoga Falls.
Yep, next stop is Cuyahoga Falls. It's the interim stopping point, just like north of Atlanta was the interim stopping point. We stopped at the Drury Inn. And why did we stop here? Because it's a hotel. Also, because it allows pets. I'm sure there are certain restrictions, but
No more than 2 pets. Combined total weight has to be 80 pounds or less. And then there is a $40 fee.
But since we have 2 pets,
Under 80 pounds.
under
total
80
combined
pounds,
Turn
We're
right,
good.
then turn left onto Powers Ferry Place South.
they do offer some breakfast.
weight.
Decent. Alright, it's 45 degrees. It's a little warmer than when we first started the van. It's 9:07. We're headed north on I-75. We're nearing our destination for day number 2 in Akron, Ohio. We're not there yet, but there is snow on the ground. It is late in the day.
Not as late as yesterday.
Not as late as yesterday. Actually, yesterday was actually today.
Yes. Early today.
I didn't get to bed till like 3 o'clock or something like that. But the good news is I was up at 6 o'clock. We're in Cuyahoga Falls. This is our destination for day 2.
Complimentary valet.
We don't need valet. So we're currently on a snow-covered road. It's not like that snow-covered, but for Floridians, it's snow-covered. And we're taking it easy. The speed limit is 35. I'm only going about 30. So far, so good. I have never driven this van in the winter, in winter weather, so I don't know how it's going to react to everything. I know the wheels, or rather the tires are good. They're like practically brand new. Almost 100% tread. And let's see.
It's the official website.
Nowhere to pull over.
It's alright. There's everybody behind you. Cuyahoga Valley was used for recreation as early as the late 1800s. The region wasn't developed as a park until the early 1900s. In 1929, Hayward Kendall, a Cleveland pole bear, and willed 430 acres around Ritchie Ledges to the state of
sign, getting ready to turn on the treacherous road.
So then the national park was made up of all of these other like state and local parks
okay.
that were pulled together. And that's why there's still like, you know, people who have houses and towns and stuff throughout the park, because it was like a legit just towns and places.
Well, that also explains some of the things that were preserved.
Yeah.
Alright, hopefully I can make it up this hill. So here we are at Cuyahoga Valley National Park, and we are at the covered bridge. Up ahead you may be able to see the rest of my family with the dogs. Well, with the dogs. The dogs are family too. Alright, we're back in the van. We just saw the covered bridge. Everett? Is it Everett Covered Bridge? Something like
Yes.
that?
Everett Road.
Everett Road Covered Bridge. Part of the Cuyahoga Valley National Park system. Or whatever location. It was cold out there. It's still 22 degrees. There's a parking lot. Cars only. That's us. We're a car. We're just leaving the Boston Mill Visitor Center. It's still a little bit cool here. But, you know, we got some, like, souvenirs and stuff. Yep, it's cold. We're at a crossroads. Brandywine Falls to the left, or the falls, Brandywine Gorge and Stanford Trail. I think we're just gonna go to the falls because it's snowing. Just to show you proof we're here. There are restrooms, in case you're wondering. Always important if you gotta go. Okay, it's to the right. You can kind of see something down there. I don't know if those are the actual falls. Still a long ways to go. Whoa. It's like multi ramps, ramp, landing, ramp, landing, ramp, landing. And then there's like stairs down the side of the cliff. Hey, Cliff Clavin. That's a little well-known fact that Phil is really bad at imitating other people's voices. We've opted to walk down the stairs. Hopefully we don't have to walk up later. Yeah, so you walk down the stairs. Here's another trail or another boardwalk. I mean, it's not an exciting walk, I guess. All right, here are some rocks. Like, it's like little layers. Like they just laid them down or something. Whoa, watch where you walk in. There's like a ramp.
Yeah, deepest part of winter, the falls freeze completely.
Frozen Falls. Does that happen in Niagara Falls? No, it does not. Although there are a lot of frozen areas around the falls. So this is one of those years where there are a lot of acorns on the ground. And I always say, because somebody told me this one time, when there's a lot of acorns, it means Mother Nature's providing for the animals for the cold winter that's coming. So here we are walking down the stairs. Whoa, nearly missed that step because I moved the camera. Here's the Brandywine Falls. And if you're wondering, Brandywine Falls is not named after the drink. I don't think. I'm gonna have to research that. Or maybe you guys can research it for me. Here's the falls. The water falls and then goes down the river, the valley, and the gorgeous view. So unlike Niagara Falls, there is no like mist coming up here, so I'm not like getting really wet. But we are going to go to Niagara Falls later this week. We do have to pick someone up. in Niagara Falls at the airport in New York. So on the way back, we are going to stop. And of course, if you're following the channel, we are on our way to Canada. And we're here in Ohio right now at the Brandywine Falls in Cuyahoga Valley National Park. We came, we saw, we left, or we're leaving Brandywine Falls. In case you're wondering, yeah, it is still cold. I don't know if you can see the mist. I guess I'm not so full of hot air right now. One thing that always happens in the winter is accumulation of snow in your mud flaps. So kick them off. Sometimes it could affect your steering. So we made it through the log jam of vehicles. It's just like one slow truck at the head holding everybody up. I don't know that everybody was in a rush anyway, but we made it through. I followed a bunch of other people that I thought knew how to drive better than me and had vehicles with, you know, all-wheel drive, and just took it easy. And now I'm just driving like normal for this type of weather condition. I'm basically just trying to keep my wheels where I can see pavement. Go slowly around curves. I'm channeling my ice road truckers. Joe. Hey. Alright, ice road truckers it is. We're crossing the Niagara River. In the van, you like see over this rail.
Yeah.
So now you can see everything. That's cool.
There's a bunch of ice in the river.
Yeah. Alright, so we're gonna have to turn this off when we get up to the things up there. But there are more cars up there, so. Oh, they got a water park over there. Wow, look at the big Hershey's Kiss. Hard Rock Cafe. There's the casino there. Alright, we're just gonna. Let's see, let's just pick the short line.
Whatever you think is the short line, may not be true.
Yeah. Well,
That's what I think. It will be.
four
what it will
cars
be.
there, there's 4 cars here. Well, we are back in the US temporarily. It's Wednesday morning. We left at 6:30, as you have seen. It was dark when we left. We're now here in Niagara Falls, New York. Made it through the border crossing. I don't know why we wouldn't have, but you know, we live in the US, so you know, it's kind of like, yeah, you're okay to be here.
Yeah, coming back home was never really much an issue.
But we are headed to the Niagara Falls, New York airport to pick someone up from the airport.
Our special guest.
Our special guest, the +1 to make 4?
Yes, that is accurate math.
3 + 1 is 4. Merry Christmas. Merry Chrysler. So here is the welcome wagon for the special guest.
This is the best we could do.
Cool. Look at all those people waiting to come across now. Good thing Lily didn't fly in at 11. We made it back into the U.S.
And then back
into Canada. Yeah, into the U.S. and then back into Canada. We're here in Niagara Falls, Ontario, Canada. as the Tourism Niagara Canada sign says. There's my van in Niagara Falls. So here we are on December 21st in Niagara Falls, Canada. Alright, it's actually not that cold out today. It's nice and sunny. The falls are not frozen, although it looks frozen on the New York side. Here we are in Canada. The sun is behind people, so we can't see their faces, but they are people. There is a danger here. Don't climb up there. It's not frozen.
Not frozen this year. That's
No.
weird.
Well, it's still warm, right? It's only like, it's 28 or something. Down there is the elements on the falls or Table Rock. We don't know yet because the name of the restaurant changes every year almost. So that's the Rainbow Bridge that we crossed like 3 times now. This is the Niagara Park system here. This is the park we're in. They also have sewers here. But the sun is back there, so it's making it very difficult to see. And it's not that cold, so there's not that many frozen things. There's usually a lot of tourists, but it's early. It's like 10 o'clock. You may be able to hear the roar of Niagara Falls. Let's see, if we were on that side, we'd be over there. Oh, what does this say? Table Rock. This is the site of the historic landmark Table Rock, a shelf of bare rock, 61 meters. Once part of the crest of Horseshoe Falls. Interesting. How come it's not in French? Where's the bilingual part? So those are the American falls over there. This is the Horseshoe Falls, which is Canadian. That's the shape of a horseshoe. I mean, the nice thing about today is it's not that cold, but we don't see all like the ice covering everything. I'll have to pull up some more photos from that year where everything was just covered in ice. And there were icicles hanging down from the building. All this stuff had like 1 inch ice on it. It was amazing. Very icy on that side. The wind must have been blowing that way. And a lot of times when you come here, there's just the mist comes over here. It's like it's raining all the time. I guess I can kind of feel the wind blowing from right to left. Table Rock shop is over there, and it goes like that way. That's like an amazing tourist place to get souvenirs.
We go in there.
And we're going there. But this is like right on the falls. It's actually quite amazing today because there's nobody here. I can actually get up close. This is awesome. We're in Canada now. We made it. We do have maple syrup here. All right, this is now called Table Rock House, and it opens at 11:30. And there is another area over here where there is more souvenirs to be bought. This is like a preview if you come from the parking. Wow, look at that view. Man, it's like we're like right next to Niagara Falls. So now we're in the Table Rock restaurant. This is what it looks like inside. As I mentioned, this has been called a lot of different things over the years, but we like this place because it's right by the falls, the Horseshoe Falls. I'm having the prime burger with kale slaw. There are slightly more people now than there were a little while ago. The power of nature. Now there's a few more people, and you can see a rainbow over there. At least hopefully you can see it. But this is why that's called the Rainbow Bridge, because normally you can see like rainbows from the mist, and you could see it from the bridge, and you're just sitting there waiting because, you know, it's like a parking lot to get through the border. So it's quite a nice rainbow. It's 7:30 on Boxing Day. We are headed back to the US.
At the next light, turn left.
It is 21 degrees here in Toronto. There's plenty of snow on the road past the foggy windshield. And there is a winter storm advisory. I believe it's an advisory now in Buffalo and west. Well, actually from like the Pennsylvania New York state line all the way to like Rochester or something like that. So we're not sure how travel is going to be on I-90.
Right now, I-90 is closed.
Yes. So the good news is none of the roads up here are closed.
Everything's good.
So once we
In
get
half a mile, keep right to merge onto Highway 401 West.
once we get closer to Niagara Falls, we should have a slightly better understanding of what we can do, and once we cross into the US, we will have a very good idea of what roads are closed, because we will not be able to proceed any further. Alright, so we're stopped in the town of Stony Creek, off to the side of QEW to grab some Tim Hortons before we head down the road to Niagara Falls. The Peace Bridge is closed, according to a number of signs on the way there. But we already knew that, and hopefully I'll be able to get some actual footage of a sign that says that. But we'll see how long it takes. Hopefully we can get there by about 6 o'clock tonight. We'll see. That's about, I think that was around what we were expecting anyway. But we'll see how the snow-covered roads are, and hopefully it won't be terrible. So here we are, Niagara Falls. This is the line up onto the bridge. We're like half a mile to the bridge before we make our turn. So it's backed up. Fort Erie Bridge is closed, which is probably why there's all these people over here. So we're really backed up. I have no idea how many booths they have open. Probably not that many. And it is snowing. So we'll see how long it takes to get across the border. It's probably not going to be super quick, but you never know. 12:42. We've got another 10 minutes before we make the left turn onto the bridge. Well, we'll see. We're getting there. Maybe not 10 minutes, but we are not yet on the bridge, actually, but we're close. All right, we made it through the border crossing. Not that I thought we wouldn't. It just took forever. It's 2:12.
Took us 5 hours.
Took us about 5 hours. Hope that guy stops.
Now we have to figure out how to get through the 4 feet of snow.
Yep. First, we need to fuel up at the Seneca One Stop. Not because that's the cheapest place, but that's the closest place. And let's just get gas so that we can just make our way. Because we don't know what roads are really open and what roads are really closed. But right now, it looks like most of the roads, most of the interstates are closed around here. So we shall see, but we made it to America. Alright, green means go, even in the U.S. Well, we are done at the Seneca One Stop and their $5.79.9 per gallon diesel, which is a lot, but you know what? We know what the roads are going to be like. I want to have a full tank of fuel, which gives me anywhere between 400 and 500 miles of range. So we are on our way. It's a little more snowy here in Buffalo, obviously, than it was at home, although this is very similar to Niagara Falls. But according to our GPS, we will arrive at our destination at 10:19. Now, that's probably not going to be when we arrive. It's probably going to be later because...
That assumes no stops.
Yeah, no stops. Also, the road conditions are reasonable. We just don't know what the road conditions are going to be like. So, interesting day on the road it will be, and has been so far. It's a tow-mater. Alright, I may,
So can you make it around before that guy comes up?
no, because there's actually, the guy is actually walking behind the tow truck. So I don't know if I would like maybe have to like walk into him or something. Or not walk into him.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, there's a second one. They must have had to pull someone out of him.
Yeah. That.
Yep. Well, my throat is dry, but we have finally made it to Adventures on the Ridge. On the gorge. But it's 11:39. We're here later than we expected. On this cold day, Joanne has taken the wheel of our van, and she is driving us to the new River Gorge Bridge, where we will be walking under the bridge and holding on for dear life as the wind and cold takes hold of us. Whatever you do, don't drop your phone. So it's December 27th, which is like really cold right now. So I'm not gonna lie, I am really cold. Well, actually I'm not too bad. My hands are cold, but it's not too bad. It could be worse. It's not really windy today. We're back. Oh man, they got a stretcher for us.
So you guys have officially made it to the end of the bridge.
Woohoo!
You
Woot
guys may
woot!
not know this, but you just walked 6/10 of a mile, and technically if you think about it, because that arch, part of that was uphill.
Yes. We came from over there, 0.6 miles away. The new River Gorge Bridge walk was a fun experience, even if it was a little bit chilly. So if you're planning to do this in the winter, just make sure you dress appropriately. So we're sitting here at Tudor's Biscuit World. It's like a really small parking lot. My vehicle is about the length, well actually it's shorter than the length of a pickup truck, but or at least, you know, an extended cab with an extended long box. But this place was recommended to us by our neighbors, Chris and Ben, and so we're giving it a try. But yeah, it's a little tight in here. We're on the side of a hill. Hopefully it will turn out okay food-wise.
Hit the line to place our order.
I've seen some people come out with 2 or 3 bags.
Yep.
Nice, tastes good. Biscuit tastes good.
You guys?
I'd say my biscuit was pretty good. My sausage, egg, and cheese. Nothing crazy, nothing fancy. Just good old sausage, egg, and cheese. And they used real eggs too. How was yours? What was yours?
So mine is the Mountaineer, which is country ham, potato, egg, and cheese on a biscuit. And it's good.
Potato in it?
Yeah. A little hard to eat some of that country ham. It doesn't come apart easy, but that's because it's like real fresh actual meat as opposed to like
Well,
created meat.
and that's the thing. I saw they had steak and eggs too. But then I thought it would be difficult to eat because if they use real steak, it's not going to be easy to bite into like a sausage patty. Headed down the road to the ferry to Mammoth Cave National Park. They're supposed to be open today, but they do not accept RVs. We do not have an RV, but we might kind of look a little bit like one. It may be more an issue of they don't want some big vehicle on there because they can't take it, too heavy, you know, that kind of stuff.
I mean, it's the maximum of 2 vehicles in this ferry.
So an RV might not fit. Whereas we're like the size of a pickup truck. Smaller than some actually. Here we are. We're at Mammoth Cave National Park. We're going on a cave tour. And we're headed in this direction. There's the sign. I wonder if it's the same on the back. Nope. Alright, so we just did the Cleveland, what is it, Cleveland Street tour?
Cleveland Avenue.
Cleveland Avenue tour at Mammoth Cave National Park. And we are headed to our horseback riding. I think the cave tour was pretty cool. We definitely enjoyed it. There was no crawling at all, so I'm happy about that.
Go enjoy your
All
ride.
right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Come on. If you've just tuned in, we're in Mammoth Cave National Park on a trail ride with the Double J stables. They didn't have anything before, but now they do. Quick breakfast stop at Chick-fil-A. We left at 6:30 this morning. It is now around 9 o'clock, I believe. We're south of Nashville. We are headed on our way home and hope to be home by 8-ish, I think. This chicken biscuit sandwich is different than the biscuit sandwich from Tudor's Biscuit World because that was sausage, egg, and cheese. Area. We just left the airport. We're on 85, getting on I-75. I got a new tire.
Use the right 2 lanes to take exit 58 to merge onto I-75 toward Macon.
I got a new tire to replace the one that blew out. Also got a new tire to replace the very old spare. And the spare was fine for us to drive around town, but I don't think it would have been very good to drive all the way back home.
In 3/4 of a mile, keep right to merge onto I-75 south toward Macon.
From here. So I also got a cheapy tire to replace the original spare tire, which
Use
is
the
a
right
full
2 lanes to keep right to merge onto I-75 south toward Macon.
size spare. So if something should happen to the new tire, and it also has road hazard warranty, which is prorated, but it saved $110. So anyways, we should be good to go tire wise. I almost did not get in because I didn't have an appointment to the appointment only Pep Boys location,
For 60 miles.
where yesterday the guy told me to come back in the morning because everybody had already left by the time we got there. And of course we drove around to 9 different tire places, including the Pep Boys and Walmart. A bunch of 24-hour places, independent shops that basically
Right here in 24 hours.
yeah, but you know, they basically have a bunch of used tires that they install on your car if they have one that fits. But we're home a day late and a few dollars short. Just all part of a fun road trip.
Woo! We're officially back in Florida.
Finally made it. This was definitely one of the more challenging road trips in a long time. As you saw, had to go through 2 snowstorms and then almost made it home before we had a blowout. And then we ended up having to stay in Atlanta overnight, which turned out okay, but we got home a day late. Thanks for letting me ramble, and I hope that you liked this video. If you did, please hit like, and don't forget to subscribe to the Rambling with Phil YouTube channel to see more videos like this.